Sup fans, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another franchise review, and today, well, since over this whole year, we've been going after the 70th anniversary of the Godzilla franchise, and today we'll be quickly talking about the Reiwa-Era. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the live action and the theatrical anime films coming up right now, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. Alright guys, quiet on set. Scene 1, take 1. Action. Boom! Now, if you guys like this video, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you share with your friends, and also hit that bell for notifications because, well, it does help the channel a lot. And if you're new here, welcome, sit down, relax, and enjoy the show. And I would kindly appreciate it if you guys do hit that subscribe button because I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So let's hit that mark, guys. Whew, forgot to swallow right there, guys. Alright, so actually I'm gonna try to do this as quick as I can. I might talk a little bit more of the Polygon trilogy since I have not talked about these films. And yes, because I already talked about Shin Godzilla, I already talked about -1 a couple of times already. So not much I can add for those two films other than just, let's just quickly mention them. So spoilers up ahead. Shin Godzilla. Basically, this is a remake of the original 1954 film, so it's kind of like a political satire. So Godzilla, he shows up in many forms, and he becomes this ultimate Lovecraftian destroyer. And of course, it's up for all of our characters to basically, come up with a plan to kill him. So yeah, I already talked about this film already, but you know what? All I gotta say is that not much I can add too much, but all I can say is that I really still enjoy this film. I think this movie got better and better every time I watch it because at first I loved it, but then again, there's a time where I'm like, oh, maybe it's a little overrated some areas, but no, I really do love it because yeah, the human characters, there's a lot of human character scenes here, not a lot of Godzilla, but then again, I actually like the human characters more and more this time around. Our main character, I understand his internal struggles, even though they're all like political heads, and all that stuff, and the satire of it, and yeah, and going back to and I'll get back to that, is because yeah, a lot of people don't really want to relate too much to political figures and all that stuff when it comes to entertainment films, but I feel like going back to the satire, I think that really helps it a bit out. I love the Prime Minister, how he has morals, even though he wants to get rid of Godzilla, he has morals. There's a scene that there's a train going, and there's still a small little family, and they have the opportunity to kill Godzilla, but this is a small family. The helicopters and all stuff are ready to shoot. The tanks are ready to shoot. He says, no, there's a family there. We'll wait till they get out of the way, but it's already too late. And he dies in the film halfway through, and it is, or around the third act, and it is sad. He's actually my second favorite character. And you know what? Yeah, she's hot as hell. But now I'm getting out the way. I kind of like that Japanese American character they got there, and she is very reliable, and I like that her spunkiness. And Godzilla himself, he is crazy awesome and all that stuff, and he is awesome. All of his atomic breath scenes, it is terrifying yet cool, and the way to defeat him is pretty cool. And of course, that little thing at the end, his tail with all the humanoid creatures coming out. Yeah. The original score is so operatic and beautiful, but actually if I have any criticisms of Shin Godzilla is that, yeah, it recycles so much of the legit, you could tell they took like digital files of the original score by Akira Ikufube, and they just slapped it on the film, and you know what, I think that's pretty lazy right there. But other than that, dude, Hideaki Anno's film, it is phenomenal. Hideaki, I hope I didn't butcher his name. Hideaki Anno, basically, Eva, the Injustice Evangelion creator, Hideaki Anno, I'm just gonna call him that. I think he did a great job here, and I saw this at the Saturday premiere when it came to the United States, and it was so worth it, man. Godzilla, Planet of the Monsters. Basically, is the first. So we're gonna talk about the Polygon anime trilogy that was released theatrically and then put on Netflix. So it is the first of the trilogy and all that. So basically, Earth, even though with the help of with other aliens out there, they try to help them out to destroy all these monsters, especially Godzilla. They evacuate, and a couple years later, they feel that, you know what, let's try to go back there and maybe see if Godzilla is still there. And sure enough, he still is. So it's up for them to not only try to take the planet back, but to kill Godzilla once and for all. Yeah, I gotta say, this is actually, I remember when I don't know if you guys been watching my series and all that stuff. I remember when I said there was one Godzilla film I do not like, but then again, excuse me, I'm gonna leave that in, it's funny. But I'm gonna take these words back because after rewatching the trilogy on Netflix, I appreciate these films overall. I remember not liking them and all that stuff because one of the things that then again, this is also my criticism. Then again, there's some criticisms that still hold on to the trilogy as a whole. Haruo, I feel like he gets on my nerves a lot. All he does is scream, scream, yell, yell, and he plays this caricature of anime characters where you have the main character who is this angry as young man or boy, just pissed off, and that is his character trait. And I'm just like, dude, I get it, he killed your parents and your grandfather just died, but man, boy, calm down. And even also throughout the trilogy, there's a lot of characters they introduce and they don't got much to develop them. Well, they get some more development in the future installments, but in this first movie, you don't really get to know much of the characters, especially his love interest. And this movie kind of takes a while to get going because they talk a lot about science and all that stuff getting in there, which is interesting, but still, you kind of want to get to it. But once it finally gets going, it gets going, man. The action scenes, all these Godzilla-like creatures, bats running around, and of course, Godzilla's cool. Well, it's kind of Godzilla's son, I believe, or his offspring, because once Godzilla's killed or defeated, the real Godzilla shows up, and it really leads up to a freaking awesome finale. And I think this is personally my favorite of the trilogy, because even though despite my issue with Haruo, I do understand why he's so pissed off. And Medfeast is such a cool character, and the score, all three movies, the score is beautiful as hell. And I'm not a huge fan of anime with a bit of 3D, with the 3D animation, but then again, the more I watch, the more I get used to, because I'm kind of a traditionalist when it comes to anime. I love it when it's like 2D and just traditionally. But that's just my taste. But then again, overall, hey, you know, with the help of the Godzilla anime trilogy, I've gotten so used to now 3D anime. Of course, you know, Dragon Ball superhero. But overall, nice first installment. Godzilla, city on the edge of battle. Well, they find the Mecha Godzilla, after the whole evacuation of Earth, becomes this nano city, and well, they're trying to use Mecha Godzilla as the nano city to lure Godzilla in and kill him. So yeah, again, my issues again, sometimes the human characters can be a bit too extra, mainly Haruo, but then again, he's a bit toned down and he gets way more development. I also love that conflict between him and those aliens that invented Mecha Godzilla, and how they just let their greed get to them, and you know, it's all about destroying Godzilla, which I really like. And that intense scene with Godzilla. Oh, I forgot to mention Godzilla in the first one. Here, he's pretty cool here. I love the design in Godzilla Earth. So Godzilla is just lured here, and actually I love how the climax of the film leads to this awesome, nice trap. It's a trap, but it's also this huge high stakes action scene, and it is just breathtaking. Again, score, animation is beautiful as hell. Medfeast, again, he pretty much in a way steals the show, and Haruo does less yelling and all this stuff here, and also his love interest. You know, you get to know her more, and unfortunately, she pretty much in a way kind of dies at the end of the film. Well, she let all the nanotech get to her, and it is pretty sad. You know, you're getting to know Haruo. He's trying, in my opinion, he gets to calm down a bit and actually just focuses on things, man, and he really gets more moral, and it is just cool, man. And I remember that I hated this film when I first saw this, and over time I was like, I don't like it, but I appreciate it. Now I actually enjoy it because I get it. It is really cool, and it has some great concepts, but not everything is well executed. I am still not the biggest fan of the nano city of Mecha Godzilla. It should have just been its own original thing. But, you know, yeah. But then again, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Mecha Godzilla design, really. I think that's my least favorite Mecha Godzilla when it comes to anything, you know, any incarnations of him. Even though this is my least favorite of the trilogy, I still enjoy this installment, man. So yeah, Godzilla, the Planet Eater. Basically, you have King Ghidorah as this Lovecraftian creature coming in, and now Medfeast betrays, of course, Haruo, and he tries to create this cult and all stuff at the same times, and now he's fighting Godzilla, which leads to this pretty epic fight between Godzilla and King Ghidorah. The fight with King Ghidorah and Godzilla, I like that it's very heavy and weighty. You know, when Godzilla tries to smack him or hit him, well, of course, it doesn't affect King Ghidorah, but the way he moves, you can really feel the weight of it, man. And of course, the action is good. And Haruo, in my opinion, he is at his best here. He really grew as a character to me. He really grew on me. You know, hopefully I said it right. But yeah, but no, you really feel bad for him. I mean, the ending for him, you know, him killing himself, letting Godzilla kill him, it's for me, it's a mixed bag and all that stuff. For one, I get it, because I feel like he doesn't want to live in a world without his love interest, but also at the same time, I feel like he should have in a way found a way to coexist with Godzilla, because at the end of the day, Godzilla and all these kaijus here because of humans' mistreatment of the planet. So yeah, Godzilla's more of a punishment, a reaction to mankind's ignorance. And I just like how this movie all wraps up. That epic battle with Godzilla and King Ghidorah is good. Medphy's defeated, and then again, you don't only see Mothra, but not really much. And yeah, and I do like, even though like I feel like this movie again with my issue with this trilogy, it kind of stops sometimes to like kind of preach you and all this stuff of philosophy and cults and all that stuff, which it works most of the time, some of the times for me. But then again, I feel like it kind of does stop these movies for a bit for me. But other than that, I do love when Medphy is preaching and, talking about this philosophy and all that stuff. But then again, while at the same time it's cutting towards the fight, which is really cool, man. I love the scale of this, and this is my second favorite of the trilogy. So yeah, I remember like not liking this one as much, but no, I like it overall over time. Despite my criticisms with the Polygon trilogy, you know what? I can now say this. I'm glad I rewatched this recently, because you want to know something, guys? Now, there's a Godzilla movie that I do not dislike. Well, 1998, but I have a soft spot for it though. Even though it has the name, it's a nice kaiju film. It's a nice monster film, but as a Godzilla film, it is horrible. So you know what? I could kind of take that back a bit. Yeah, there's one Godzilla movie I do not like, but then again, but as a movie, it's fine. But as a Godzilla movie, it's very disrespectful. But that's kind of a complicated thing for me personally for me. But yeah, the Polygon trilogy, it is excellent, man. I would love to buy a 4K box set of all the movies with bonus features. Maybe subtitle it this time, Toho. Godzilla -1. We're at the home stretch here as of right now. This is the conclusion of the Reiwa-Era. So this is another remake of the 1954 film. So we have Shinji Shikishima. Well, he's stationed into Oto Island, and with Tachibana-san, who is head of the mechanic department there for fixing planes. Well, he's a kamikaze pilot that did not go through his plans, so he went there to pull a bluff and all. But then again, a couple of the mechanics, one of the mechanics says that, hey man, I feel you, man. Why do we need more dead soldiers when we know that we're not going to win this war? But Tachibana is very fell for that government propaganda and all that stuff. But hey, Godzilla as a Godzillasaurus attacks the base. Shikishima, he doesn't get a chance he freaks out, doesn't kill him, and he gets everybody killed. So on the way home, he finds out that his parents are dead from the bombings, and again, we have everybody, a neighbor of his just get on him she gets on his ass for being a coward, for not dying for his country. And it's all about this PTSD trauma with soldiers, not just for Japanese soldiers, but for just soldiers overall in general, in my opinion, when it comes to wars and all that stuff. And so he's orphaned by the firestorm, as I like to say, and he finds another orphan from the firestorm, Noriko, and Akiko, a baby. So they form a family and all that stuff. And he meets a couple of friends, Doc, and so he seems that he's gonna move on from life. Unfortunately, Godzilla, he comes back. Now he's mutated from the atom bomb of the atom bomb tests. So yeah, he's here. He destroys Ginza. He's on his way to destroy Tokyo, and it's a way they're trying to find a way to stop him. Oh my god. I gotta say, at first, Godzilla 2014 was my favorite remake of a film remake, but then again, the original is still superior, and I would still say this for the 1954 was still superior to this one. -1 now has that title because, holy shit, if you're gonna remake a movie, this is how you remake it, man. Fresh story, but again, has the heart and concept of the original film, man. And man, oh man, everything hits, man. Of course, this is a film that really focuses on the hit characters, but in my opinion, these are the best human characters ever, man. You really feel for them. Shikishima is such an interesting protagonist that you really feel for him, man. And his growth and development is good, and you really want him to have a happy ending. Even though Noriko, she looks like she's dead after Godzilla destroys Ginza with its atomic breath, but of course, she lives. But personally, for me, I would have had her dead. But then again, I would have taken away the happy ending, because we all want to see Shikishima happy at the end. And that scene when Akiko is crying, that is just heartbreaking. And his friends and the other cast, the friends, that is so good. They are amazing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying not to burp, but they are an amazing cast, man. Human characters are great. The message of the story is great. I just like that. It's just so. Takashi Yamazaki, he said that he made this. I believe he made this movie where everything seems seems dark. I'm loosely basing what he said. Well, basically when everything seems dark and hopeless, there's always gonna be, you know, a way to build up from it. And it's just, and I like that around this movie you get these small group of characters trying to team up and defeat Godzilla, because, well, they're kind of on their own here. Like, the US government doesn't want to get involved because of Russia and all that stuff. And yeah, and Godzilla here, he is an asshole, and I love him, man. He is just brutal. His design is great. It's very, I'd say it's a mishmash of, you know what, yeah, kind of the MonsterVerse Godzilla. My favorite Godzilla, 1989 to 1991, are basically all those suits, and my design wise, and a bit of the 1954 film. This is an amazing movie, and every time Godzilla is on screen, he is a threat. You feel threatened by him, and you just want him to leave these people alone, man. So that is just crazy, man. I love the message, the characters, and the ending, man, when they try to like freeze him or suffocate or drown him. That is a very cool way to defeat him, because the Dr. Sarazawa, as of right now, he's not in this universe, so we don't have the oxygen destroyer to kill him. So it is a cool ass ending and all that stuff. And of course, you know, he's regenerating, so we'll see where that sequel leads into. Maybe King Ghidorah, please, or Hedorah. But yeah, no, I love Godzilla -1. It is still my favorite film of 2023, and I just, wow, the more I think about it, the more I love it, man. I'm just glad I got that 4K box set. But yeah, no, overall, man, I love -1. I love everything about this film, and yeah, even minus color. You know, I prefer watching the original colored version, but minus color, man, if you ever get a chance, check it out. It's on Netflix. So yeah, both versions. So yeah, so that is my review for the Reiwa-Era. Hope you guys if you guys stuck around, thank you guys so much for sticking around, man. Yeah, so I'm all in on the Reiwa-Era, and all I gotta say is that I'm excited what they got, and yeah. So thank you guys so much. So that was my review for the Reiwa-Era. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you guys so much for watching my video. So let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of the Reiwa-Era. I would love to know. Please let me know down in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your opinions on it. So this is Javi from JAVIWOOD Productions signing off, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show.